buzz down, Thotiana. Yeah, I want to see you buzz down.
Hey, did you just adopt a new puppy or kitten? You have no idea what to do next? Keep watching. I have a couple of suggestions on how to make your lives and their lives a lot easier. Today I'll touch up on vaccinations, things you should be doing from the beginning, as well as food choices. Hey guys, welcome to Happy Hearts TV. My name is Wayne Hartley. I'm the owner and founder of Happy Hearts Pet Care Services. We are a mobile and at-home pet sitting, grooming, training, and dog walking service here in Atlanta, Georgia. If there's anything that you need for your pet, definitely call, let me know, send me a DM, email, whatever, and I'll be glad to answer that for you. You can follow us on Instagram at Happy Hearts Pet Care ATL or Facebook, Happy Hearts Pet Care Services. Links are below. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? My name is Wayne Hartley. I'm glad you tuned in. I'm a registered veterinary technician with a Bachelor in Science from the Fort Valley State University. I wanted to talk to you about, you just bought a kitten. You just bought a puppy. You just adopted a puppy. You just rescued a puppy. You just rescued a kitten. What to do next? Now, there is a lot of information out there, but the first thing I would always suggest is always consult with your favorite veterinarian as well as your favorite vet tech, and just heed to their advice because they only want what's best for your pet. And you have to listen to the professionals. Before getting into behavior and other issues, I would like to talk about just getting them vaccinated at first. When you adopt your puppy, more than likely they are around 8 weeks of age. At this time, they've weaned off of mother's milk. We'll start with our dog people first. So, vaccines begin at 6, 9, 12, and 15, 16 weeks, right? Each of those times, your puppy will get distemper. You may see it as a combination vaccine, and it says DHPP or DHLPP or DHPP or DAPP. So there's distemper, adenovirus, hepatitis, parvovirus, and parainfluenza. Those are the viruses that your puppy can get, playing with other dogs or from the environment, things of that nature. So next is Bordetella, which is aka kennel cough. And kennel cough should also be paired with the flu vaccine. These two work in conjunction so that your pup doesn't get upper respiratory infections as well as other diseases just because they go to places that have a higher congregation of pups. And you don't know their vaccine history, so you definitely want to protect your baby, before putting them in places like that. Then again, rabies at 16 weeks. And then after that, they should be good for a year. You also want to make sure that they are getting dewormed, and they always want to look into heartworm and flea prevention. Heartworm and flea prevention is very important and imperative. Mosquitoes are always rampant, and fleas are always out there as well. Colder months, you'll see a decline, but definitely if you are in a warmer area or tropical area, things of that nature, you definitely want to protect your pup, from fleas and heartworms. Oh yeah, and I wanted to note, mosquitoes can get into your house, okay? Just because your dog does not go outside does not mean that mosquitoes won't get into your house. They can. So keep your dog on heartworm prevention. So, leptospirosis is a lifestyle vaccine. Some doctors may give it just because, especially with larger breed dogs, but there's always that question that that comes up whether or not your dog is going to hang out at a lake house, go on rivers, streams, lakes, things like that. Just because leptospirosis is a disease that is passed through the urine of wildlife. So of course, if they drink it up, they contract the disease, and then it's also zoonotic so that we can get it, and it causes some nasty GI upset as well as other issues that you do not want to contract from your pup. So getting that, especially if you live an outdoorsy lifestyle, I would definitely recommend getting leptospirosis. Hey guys, next I wanted to go into a couple of things that you could be doing from the beginning to make your lives and their lives a lot happier and everybody works efficiently. It'll be a lot of fun, things to do on your daily routine and put into your schedule now that you have a whole nother pup to take care of. It's Bruce's toy time! Alright, so each week what I'm going to do is have Bruce, I'll show you Bruce, Bruce is going to go ahead and play with the toy that either I have or buy, people send in, things of that nature, just so that we can test it. And Bruce will give you a pause up or pause down. We'll see how this goes. It's all up to Bruce. Bruce loves toys. So tune in so you can see, Bruce's toy time. Welcome back. So now I'll get into some key things that you should be doing from the very beginning. Numero uno, positive reinforcement. That means praising and treats and all the love in the world and not scolding for anything, and just pretty much making any and every experience that they have as positive as possible. You want them to know the good behavior equals reward, and then you want them to understand that the bad behavior, you don't necessarily agree with, and you don't want them to do anymore. So once they figure out that they can get treats and rewarded for all the good stuff, all the bad things start to decline. And if they do persist, what's recommended, of course, is formal training. Next is crate training. Now, I know what everybody's going to do. I don't want to crate my dog, and my dog doesn't need to be in a crate. There are going to be times that you have to put your dog in a crate. There are going to be, you have to go do whatever you have to do, but there will be times that your dog has to go in a crate. So for them to understand that the crate is not a bad place is imperative. Give them treats in their crate. Give them Kongs full of frozen yogurt or frozen peanut butter in their crate. Put a bed in their crate. Put their crate next to their bed. Things of that, like that, just so that they understand, like, their crate is a good place to be. Don't just send them to their crate when they're bad, but get them used to being in a crate. Get them used to being in their cage so that the anxiety of being in a cage, it doesn't become a bad behavior that you have to deal with. Next, a lot of people kind of miss this one, is playing with their paws, playing with their feet, playing with their face. You definitely want to do that only because when you bring them to a vet hospital, when you bring them to us, we have to cut their nails. We have to, and their tails as well. We have to do their anal glands. It happens, people, we have to do it. We have to check their teeth. We have to check their ears, things like that. To relieve stress on them, what's recommended, of course, is when they're young, give them treats going along with positive reinforcement. Give them treats after you cut their nails, or you play with their paws, or you play with their face, and you play with their ears, you play with their tail, things like that. Just because you want them to understand all physical interaction isn't necessarily negative. So you want them to understand that it's nice and it's good for someone to actually be able to get physical in touch with them, but then also when you bring them to us, you know, you have our job is a lot easier and things are a lot less stressful and you know, and fear-free for the most part. Another thing you can do in the beginning is brushing their teeth. A lot of clients and a lot of people, they're not sure what or how to brush their teeth. So what you can do is pretty much just lift their lip. There are animal approved toothbrushes as well as toothpastes at your local pet store. You can buy it online as well. And what you want to do is just pretty much just lift their lip, expose the teeth, and brush. Okay? You want to brush, you want to get in there because it cuts down on the amount of bacteria and gingivitis and you know, it pretty much, it helps them out in the long run. It helps you out in the long run as well to reduce the amount of time that you need to go get dentals. But oral health care prolongs their life. You know, all of that bacteria and nastiness, especially when their breath stinks, it's indicative, you know, of something going on within their mouth. So they need to get that looked at and they need to be comfortable with us looking in their mouths and their teeth. So starting brushing their teeth early can not only help you, help us, and it helps them. So continue to do that and start that as soon as possible. Bathing. Now, there are a lot of people who say, oh, I can't bathe my own dog. Yes, you can. You just have to start in the beginning. I've bathed my dogs. I have 2 pit bulls. I've bathed my dogs a lot. I mean, they go outside and they run and they get all stinky and they roll around in the dirt and everything like that. I started them young. So now at this point, all they're doing is just sitting in the tub, you know, and it helps because you don't want dirt and water and hair flying everywhere. So starting young gets them used to sitting in water, gets them used to you touching all over them, gets them used to being bathed. It's a great process. Like, animals love it. You know, once you get over that fear of being in the tub and you actually start to bathe them, they should just sit there at that point. Just because it's like, it feels good to be bathed. I mean, we bathe every day. We know that. So, just getting them to know that. I cannot stress this next one enough. Socialization. Now, I recommend waiting until you are finished with your vaccines to begin socialization. But if you do have friends and you have family that you know their dog's vaccine history, then it's fine to go ahead and socialize. But dog parks, doggy daycares, grooming salons, things like that, I would not let them go to just yet. But if I would continue to socialize with people, you know, you can socialize with trusted friends and trusted family friends, pets, things like that. But socialization, especially after they get their vaccines, is important, okay? You don't want them to be fearful towards other animals. You don't want them to be fearful towards other people. And potty training. Potty training goes hand in hand with positive reinforcement as well as crate training and just getting them on a schedule. One thing I would do is, especially in the beginning, get them on a schedule so that they know that they can go outside to use the bathroom. So 30 minutes after they drink, 30 minutes after they eat. If it's pretty much like having a newborn, you need to be on them constantly because you will wake up and you will have little landmines as well as puddles all over the floor, and I'm sure you don't want that to happen. You have to have patience with puppies, especially kittens as well. Now, kittens are a lot easier because they kind of get, you know, the litter box thing very quickly, but with dogs and taking them out and getting them potty trained, getting them on a schedule would be one of the most important things to do right now. Being in this profession, there are always other things that can be done. I would just like for you to continue to start with those. Those definitely will help the transition into adulthood become a lot easier. Next, there's going to be a lot of stigma about what you should feed your dog. But before we get into that, Millie our cute little Millie, has a little segment that she would like for you to see.
Now hold that pose for me. And I don't sound sexy yet. Are you watching me? Cause I move alone. Look a little harder. Shut your eyes and feel the rush. Put down at the sun. We all we do. Yeah, dogs talk when you've got a front row seat to the stars. Am I dancing sexy yet? Cause I've never tasted glass and Patron. 1, 2, 3. Now hold that pose for me. 1, 2, 3. Hold that pose for me.
Alright guys, thank you for sticking out with me thus far. What are you feeding your dog? Is it getting the proper nutrition that it needs? Are they gaining too much weight? Does it cause them to have bad breath or a lot of gas, diarrhea, urinating a lot? What's going on? What we put into our bodies and what we feed our animals, it can weigh a lot on their health. So we want to make sure that we're getting the right nutrition that they need, and just so that they can live happy, healthy lives. There are a bunch of dog food companies that want you to buy their food, but first things first, especially with starting out with a puppy or a kitten, make sure that it's kitten food. Make sure that it's puppy food, okay? There are all aged foods, as well as, say that you didn't have any puppy food, but there are adults food. You can give that, but be on the side of caution that your puppy is not going to get all the nutrients that it needs. So definitely go into puppy. Now, for my dog people, the diets need to be rich in carbohydrates, fats, and not more than 50% of protein. So how do you choose the right food? Simply, the answer is buy all the food, but you want to try and see, you're going to have to do food trials, period, because not all dogs like all the foods that's given. They will eat just to eat, but eventually they won't eat it anymore. And cats as well, because cats are super picky. So what you want to do is buy a specific brand, a specific food, try different proteins, try different formulas, things like that. And what works best for your dog or your cat, continue to give that to them, because you don't want to switch out their foods really frequently, because that will cause some GI upset. So I totally understand if you give your dog a grain-free diet. Your dog may have an allergic reaction to foods with grains, but I also want to share this information just because I do know it, is that there is a study going on that links grain-free diets to heart problems in dogs. So you definitely want to read up on that, as well as consult with your veterinarian just to make sure that a grain-free diet or a grain diet is good for your dog or cat. Another tip is always to make sure that their food bowl is full and has fresh water readily available at all times. Feed according to your dog's weight. You don't want to overfeed them, you don't want to underfeed them. Oh yeah, do not feed your dog cat food and don't feed your cat dog food. Okay, listen to me very closely. No bones, okay? Now, when I say that, no cooked bones for the most part. So, chicken bones, no chicken bones, okay? They can splinter off and become a choking hazard, and then now you are rushing into a veterinary hospital asking us to get it out. You could have avoided it if you just didn't give it to them. No chocolate, no onions, no garlic, no raisins, no grapes, no avocados, no macadamia nuts, no seeds, no pits, and no chewing gum. Chewing gum has a ingredient called xylitol. Xylitol is very dangerous for dogs, so do not give them chewing gum. Well, that wraps up this show. I hope I've helped. I hope I've shared some, good knowledge, just so that, you make things a little easier on you, your pet, as well as, just everyone around. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I have a lot of great shows and content coming up for you guys. Definitely support Black-owned businesses always. If we don't, who will? So support, subscribe, you know, leave your notifications on. I have a couple of videos coming out through the weeks, and so this full show would be weekly, but I do have some updates and you know, personal blogs throughout the week. I have some great ideas. I hope you guys will like it. Definitely stay updated. Comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out Pet Care 101 with me, Wayne Hartley. I want to thank you for, you know, just checking out the channel, checking out the page. Subscribe below. It'll definitely let you know when we have new videos coming out, new content. I have a couple of great ideas that I would love to share with y'all. And information is infinity. Like, there's so much information out there. There's so many things I want to touch up on, and in the next couple of weeks. And I hope you learned a couple of things. I hope you liked the video. Definitely comment below. Let me know how I did. If there's anything I would need to touch up on, as well as, you know, what you would like to see in the upcoming future. Definitely taking on ideas. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you continue to rock with me. Subscribe. Let me know how everything is. We'll go from there. Thank you again, guys. See you later.